Hi Sagittarius, and welcome to your energy forecast beginning the week the 24th of April 2017. We're going to do a 7-card spread and just go over the general energies that look to be available or surrounding you this week. What's the matter, my darling? Move yourself then, please. Okay, so as we come in Sagittarius, we've got the Three of Swords. This is the card of pain. This is the real heartache card. So are we thinking about an old heartache? Are we thinking about an old relationship that's broken up? We could actually be going through the heartache now as we come into the week. But the energies at the moment talk about all old wounds coming back up, bringing up the real old stuff and being able to work through it and lay it to rest. So I would have thought that's an old pain, an old heartbreak, and it's sat next to the 10 of Wands. And this talks about having a lot of burdens, having a lot of responsibilities. And when we get to the 10, we realise now we've got to prioritise again. We might have took a lot of different options on over the last few months and realised that on the ongoing cycle of things, we can't complete them all. So we're going to have to start. We are at the 10, so it's a completion. We've done it. We've carried the burdens until they're ready to break our backs. But we've managed it. We got them to the destination they needed to go to. It's now time to just put them down and start a new cycle in fire energy. So we talk about in creativity, in our career, in our passions, our desires. And consequently the 10 does revert back to an ace. So a new beginning is promised with this card because we've done the completion. And that sits next to the only major arcana card we have in this reading, and that's the Devil. Now the Devil card, the energy of this is heavy. It's burdensome. It talks about being chained to a perspective on something, being chained to another person, being codependent on somebody, having an addictive personality, overindulging in something. Though next to the 10 of Wands, I would have said it's more on the addiction lines. It's more on the facing a situation where we feel bound and tied to it. We can't let go of it. We're struggling at the thought of walking away from this scenario, but we can do it. It's our choice to stay in this turbulent energy of the Devil, in this unpredictability. We can talk about sexual addictions. We can talk about abusive situations with this card. And maybe them addictions, them bad relationships, them situations that didn't work, all added up to these burdens that we've carried and I've now got to put down. When we realise that and walk away from this Devil energy, we have a brand new start in how we think about things, in how we communicate things. But this card comes up as a victory card. It's the card where the clarity is found on a situation, and no sooner we find the clarity, do what we need to do, i.e. put the burdens down, walk away from any addictions that may surround us, or someone we know, we see the results straight away. We see the victory won, which opens up a brand new cycle in Swords energy. So we've got a finishing here, a completion in one's energy, passions and desires, the fire element of our persona. The devil does talk to a Capricorn. Now, if we walk away from this devil energy, if we conquer this devil energy, this addiction or this need to belong to a situation, we could say that's another completion. And then we've got a completion in Swords, how we think and how we communicate. As well. So there are completions, there's new cycles beginning here and showing. Maybe hurts from the past. Maybe there was a three-way scenario that we ended up, that we was part of. Maybe we are in that three-way scenario and it's very burdensome and it's causing you a lot. You know, you're taking a lot of responsibility for it. We could be blaming it on addictions. This card does speak of sexual addictions, very much so. Or someone else could be. Someone could be doing this to us. And this card could very well be memories of a past hurt we've learnt from. That hurt that much, we've learnt from that. We've learnt to put down burdens that no longer serve us. They don't serve us. We've learnt to walk away from addictions and codependency situations. We've learnt to have clarity in thought and mind to get the best back out of any energies that we do work with in the future. And that brings us to the King of Swords. Now, the King of Swords energy, on a professional level, we can see the King of Swords as a dentist or a surgeon or a lawyer or a judge. But he's a man about it. He's proactive. So if this is you, we're coming into an energy where we're wanting to be more proactive about things. He's entrepreneurial. He's got a good head on his shoulders. But he's very open-minded about things. He does talk. He's not the King of Wands. Sorry, I was thinking it was the King of Wands. It just dawned on me, he's not Wands, he's Swords. So yeah, he could be the surgeon, he could be the doctor, he could be the professional man. This guy's greatest talent is his mind. He's a great strategist. But he likes things to be moving. He likes to be moving, he likes to be active, he likes to be taking action. This talks about taking a logical, if we're looking at it being our energy and utilising the mental clarity that we have been given from this new, this Ace of Swords start. this is the guy that we need. It's about taking a logical approach in steps after this. Using our mental agility rather than emotional capacity in things. It talks about finding all the facts in something, looking at all the facts, looking at all the details, but it does talk of being fair and balanced. It can be indecisive, but he does talk of having strength and a sense of justice around him, doing the right thing. When he went out on his plight, he went in search of the truth. So this guy, he speaks his truth. He is his truth. He lives his truth. He may not tell you it all the time. He may not feel he's got to tell you. And he's sat directly at the side of the Queen of Pentacles. If this is somebody else, it can be an air sign coming in. There could be somebody around us, an air sign, Aquarius, Libra or Gemini. But then, again, as with all these generals, it could be absolutely anybody, but they're coming in showing the capability in the mental ability. They're clever, you know, but it can be impatient. He can be impatient regarding things. So maybe that's the key here. You know, use the finer qualities of being in your air element. Strategize. Have that sense of ambition. But be calm, logical. And he's sat directly at the side of the Queen of Pentacles. Now the Queen of Pentacles talks to a earth sign energy. And we are talking male or female, but earth sign energy of Capricorn, Taurus or Virgo. Again, could be any zodiac sign, but they're coming in and they're grounded, practical, everyday, materialistic nature. They could be very much in your environment. This could be another person. She knows what she wants. She knows her worth. She knows anything worth getting is you got to work for it. And she's quite happy to get her hands dirty and buckle down and do that. She's very good business mind. But she's also exceptional in the home and in the family. She is, for me, the real Earth Mother. She's the nurturing, the homemaker, the one who manages everything within the household duties. She can take care of the bills. She's quite capable of doing everything. She can be a sound businesswoman too. And she could be a man. So there could be a new start between an energy of swords and an energy of pentacles. The air and the earth elements. And the final card we've got for the read is the Seven of Pentacles. Now the Seven of Pentacles talks about assessing where we've been, what we've got, what we would reap now by harvesting now, or assessing, if we left it, what we would actually get at the end of it when we reach the 10 cycle. There's much to be gained when this number appears. It's showing dedications paying off, and to bring you a glimpse of what we could realistically expect when we reach the 10 of Pentacles, by how far, what we've got and how far we've come to make it to the 7. It does talk about you getting by. You know, however bad things may seem, you are getting by, and there's a great potential for success if we make it all the way to the 10. Yeah, it does signify that there's more hard work, and the realisation that there's more hard work to get them last 3 pentacles. There could be sacrifices of time, but all efforts are worth it. They're going to get you where you want to go. There's also indication here to make sure we pay attention to detail. It may be in the detail. The devil is in the detail. It may be in the detail where we find that way to advance and get what we want to that 10. It talks about not doubting yourself though, or doubting the path you've chosen, your own path to success in whatever area it is. Now again, Pentacles do talk of, they can talk of physical money, but they can talk of feeling a sense of perseverance, recognising a sense of dedication. And we have got to invest in work situations to get the best out of them. But it does show promise of a success at the end of the situation. Yeah, and we said, didn't we, earlier on, that the devil actually talks back to a Capricorn. Well, we could have a Capricorn in this Queen of Pentacles. So that could, which I said she could quite easily be someone in our environment. Where with like swords, we may be thinking about somebody who was this kind of character or who was an air sign. We may be talking about somebody who was an air sign, or is an air sign, I should say. And it's coming through in our fire energy. What's coming through in our earth energy and actually appearing around us could very easily be this Queen of Pentacles or King of Pentacles, whatever the case may be in your scenario. So 3 cards just to clarify the whole read, please, for Sagittarius this week. And we have the 3 of Chalices, the High Priestess, and the King of Chalices. So the 3 of Chalices talks about happiness, success, good times, celebrations, can be birthdays, can be school reunions, can be afternoon tea with the girls. The card, in its initial meaning and as it looks, you know, it's 2 becoming 2 people, 2 ones coming together to make a unit. 1 and 2 make 3. Now, it's often depicted, like in this one, we have the three mermaids swimming together. In other decks, we may have three people celebrating or dancing together. It can talk of three people, which the Three of Swords can, in the cheating capacity, a love triangle. Now, the Three of Cups does talk about a triangle again, but it's happy, joyous times, it's happy scenarios. I mean, it can be friends, it can be family, but it's enjoying joyous moments with people we love. And then it's sat with the High Priestess. Now, the High Priestess talks to the moon, and the moon talks to all the water signs. But in the sense of how intuitive we are. This card is saying, use your intuition, tap in to your intuition. Every single one of us as a High Priestess, every single one of us has that higher feminine divine power, knowing, intuition, gut feeling, women's intuition, which it was referred to for a lot of years. We all are capable of that, and if we tap into that energy, that helps us through these situations, that supports us, it gives us answers. If anything is hidden from us, we usually feel it, we sense it. Tap into the High Priestess energy. And the final card we've got is the King of Cups, which talks all about being in a place of emotional contentment, feeling satisfied, feeling content and happy, genuinely happy at the love connections we have in our life. So with them three cards coming out now, this could quite easily be, after the new start, we have a coming together of two people in a new relationship, a new business partnership. The Devil can talk of business, feeling trapped or bound to a business as much as another person. The King of Cups does talk to being in a position of being able to accept, feel, understand our emotions, but not let them overwhelm us. If we've got decisions to make, still standing very firmly, even though the waters of emotions are wishing around our feet, we can still make logical decisions and choices in life. We're not ruled by our heart. We're quite open to listening to it, but we're not ruled by it. And if these two are a couple coming together with the view of a business or relationship, we can see the promise of what, if it's nurtured and brought to full to its full potential, what we can have a glimpse of what rewards are in store for us at the end of this cycle. Now, the Devil does talk of all these addictions and things like that, but he can also talk about a temptation. So if there isn't any situations of feeling bound to somebody, or we have any addictions, or overcoming any addictions, maybe this card is talking about I've totally forgot what I was going to say then. Maybe it's talking about a temptation being put our way, because it can always talk of temptations being put in our way. So maybe there is a temptation this week. Maybe we are already in a relationship with somebody, and a temptation's been put in one of either parties' path to see if we've learnt our lessons or not from this past hurt scenario. And if we do the right thing in moving forward and claim our victory, we pass that test that was sent just to make sure. The universe is very good at that, actually. You know, you can get it down pat, yeah, I've learned that lesson, I totally understand that lesson, and it'll still come back again, because your perception of understanding that lesson isn't what the universe, how the universe sees it, and a change of perspective gets us there on the next cycle. Or that could be a temptation put in our way to test us this week. Maybe to test our word. Have we given our word somewhere? You know, have we had the hurts of the past, the burdens and the responsibilities that it brought? Did we do this in the past and we realised how much we hurt someone and how responsible we were for it, and a temptation's put there again to test us? But if we stand in our truth, have that clarity of mind and get through this temptation, it shouldn't make any difference to this relationship. It should only see it blossom. Right then, guys, I'm going to leave it at that for this week. I hope the energies are kind to you. I hope we navigate them well, and thanks for coming to see us, and hopefully see you again next week. Take care.